All right, today I am making my famous monster cookies. Now, right here is 1¼ cups packed brown sugar. Put it in the mixing bowl. Add 1 cup white sugar. Add 3 large eggs. Mix well. You see how well mixed that is and creamy? That's what we're looking for right there. That's the good stuff. All right, now we're gonna add a ½ teaspoon of salt. All right, now we're gonna add a whole teaspoon of vanilla. Pour it right in there. Let's turn it back on. Give it a little stir. Fantastic. All right, next we're gonna add 16 ounces of peanut butter. Now, brand does matter. This right here is Peter Pan. This is what I like. You can use what you want, but this is my favorite, so this is the one I'm using. So 16 ounces of peanut butter. All right, we're gonna go ahead and turn that on. Get that mixing. Also, we're going to add 1 stick of room temp unsalted butter. Let that mix nice and turn it up a little bit. Get a nice little mix going. All right, next I'm going to add 3/4 cups of chocolate chips while it's spinning. All right, I'm also going to add a ½ teaspoon of baking powder. Let that mix. Oh, can you pick those up for Dad? Also, I'm going to add 3/4 cups M&Ms. So let those mix. All right, while it's mixing, I'm going to add 4 cups of oatmeal. This is going to bind everything together. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to turn it up just a little bit, get a quick mix. 5, 4, 3, looks good to me. 1, done. Now we're going to scoop this out and bake at 350 for 11 minutes, no longer. All right, I got my baking sheet out. I'm going to scoop a dozen cookies. All right, I got my cookies scooped out, and what I do, I add extra M&Ms per cookie. Usually do 3 to 4, and it makes it taste that little bit. Makes it goes a long way. All right, I got all my extra M&Ms on there. I'm going to bake it at 350 for no more than 11 minutes. That is it. Anything over, the cookie would not turn out the way it's supposed to be, nice and chewy and delicious. Now with this batch of cookies, as I add the extra M&Ms, with all the cookies that we make, it'll make about 3½ dozen. It could make a little more if you decide to make smaller cookies, but I like a big cookie when it's done. Just for me, I'm a big guy. I like a big cookie. And then once you see them, you'll understand why you want a bigger cookie, because you just can't have just one. So if you're going to do just one, you might as well have a bigger one. Alright, this is 11 minutes after. We're going to let it sit for 2 minutes before placing on cooling rack. They just look absolutely wonderful. I cannot wait to bite into these. Alright, let's take a look at the cookies coming out. Oh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So those come out, and the next batch comes in. Quick and simple. Another 11 minutes for the third dozen. Now, if you noticed, I do not use parchment paper or anything like that on my pans because there's enough natural oil in the peanut butter that will make the cookies not stick. So therefore, you don't need to use the extra time and effort they put in on the parchment paper. Just one less step, less mess.